which is a collection of poetry. The second book that I have is called Tales of Unknown, The Stranger. This is a mystery. It takes place in Orange, Texas and Eunice, Louisiana. So if you're into mysteries, get it. Okay. This book is not my book, but it is a collection of different people's stories. I do have two poems that's in here called I Want You and King Jerry. My third book, which came out, is a collection of poetry called The Historical Jerry, which is a collection of poetry. My fourth book, The Dream, which came out, which is another collection of poetry. It's almost a novel like. My fifth book, The Legend of Jerry, The Histories of Jerry, which is a collection of poetry. My sixth book, The Vault, The Crystal Ball, it is a collection of poems as well, which this is my most controversial. I said 6, 7. So far 7 books. But now also you get to have this other book. It's called The Strange and Weird Fact Files of Simple Man. And this is kind of a semi-autobiography. It has to do fictional stories, but it does have some truth to it about myself. The next book is Brothers Night Out, which takes place in Falls Church, Virginia. And this is another mystery if you do like mysteries. This is kind of a book about the entertainment business, kind of a semi-autobiography of the entertainment business. It has a little bit of the truth and a little bit of fictional stories. The Sacrifice of Jeremiah, which contains the New Generation Act 1 and Act 2 in both books. And it talks about the entertainment business. It kind of has a little bit of a history about it, the entertainment business. This is a New Generation. This is the Act 2 book. The first one you saw was Act 1. This is Act 2. Basically, it tells the story of the second part. Or should I say, the New Generation tells the story of the part 1 and part 2 of the tour. So it does have a little bit of fiction and non-fiction to it. The next book is called Jerry and the New Generation. This is actually kind of the final tour. It's all of the tours combined. It has some kind of a little bit of fiction and a little bit of non-fiction. The Writings on the Wall is the next book, which is really a self-help book. And basically, it just deals about issues with life. The next mystery, this is, and actually, it's not really a mystery. This is science fiction, The Trial Lawyer. Basically, this takes place in the year 2020 in Los Angeles, California. And if you like a good science fiction story, this one's for you. The next book, The Lessons About Health, Love, and Money. Basically, that's what it's about. It's kind of a self-help book about health, love, and money. And they do have different Bible scriptures that go with it. The next book is a mystery and science fiction. It's a fantasy. J-Rock Government, The Dark Angel. And this takes place in Louisville. Well, it takes place in Kentucky, the different cities in Kentucky. And it is pretty good. The next book, The Legend of Jerry. This is a picture book. This is one of my picture books. The Legend of Jerry. You can get this. Like I say, some of these books are available online. Some are available through Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble's, Books A Million. Basically, if you type my name, and I'm hoping that my name will appear somewhere in this film, usually it does, and you'll be able to see my full name and be able to type it. The next book that's out, The King of Music, Jerry, King of Music. This is my autobiography. They do have an electronic version called The Histories of Jerry. The autobiography of Jeremiah is the same thing. Basically, I took things that happened to me and put them into a collection, which is this story, which is today. Okay, this is the CD that came out, and it does have 5 songs. This is like an EP, but it is part of the documentary Dare to See the Truth. It is part of a collection on it. This is the collection as well, what it looks like. The other one was the copy of the collection. I do have a mini autobiography, which was done by a company called Net Shows in Connecticut. And they're the ones who did the compilation album. And this is the 3 booklet, should I say, of me. This is a King Simeon, it's called. This is also a picture book, but actually it comes in a 3 set you can get. So basically, there's a lot of things that has happened to me, basically. And if anybody thinks about it, then anyone can accomplish anything. I do have some short films online where you could see them. I also have stories on the internet where you can read. Basically, I'm just trying to give my readers, and or should I say, not just the readers, my audience, a little bit, or should I say, a little taste of who I am. So basically, if you don't read the autobiography, basically if you do read some of my other stories and watch some of my films, you'll be able to kind of understand who am I. Just like if you also see the film The Man, the Story, and the Legend, The Diaries of Jerry. Also if you see the events of Jerry. And then also have other documentaries such as the Dare Tour. Basically it's kind of a performance that I've done. You can also see my comedy acts, the first, Second Nature, Trinity, the comedy act, Forthcoming. You can see different comedy acts that I've done to kind of give you a little taste of who I am. Also, hopefully, by the time each of my audience members get a chance to at least get something from me, I hope that basically you'll take the things that I've done and hopefully you will kind of understand who I am, maybe incorporate it into your own lifestyle, probably. But I appreciate it then. Thank you. Yes, also if you don't want to get some of these books separate, I do have my 2 self-help books together called The Strays of the World. Basically it's the complete set. Both books is it's called The Lessons About Health, Love, and Money, and also it's called The Writings on the Wall. You can get both of them in this collection. And like I said, if you're looking to get other collections, King's Garden, New Generation Enterprise, it's the Jerry and the New Generation story. It is basically, if you feel like getting this compilation, Jerry and the New Generation itself is a compilation book as well. Or if you don't want to get that one, King of Music Enterprise, which is this one, is kind of Jerry and the New Generation Enterprise. This one here, and this is the King of Music Enterprise, the Jerry and the New Generation Story, which is also the same, a compilation, and it does have, not only does it have the stories, which is true or false as well, or fiction and non-fiction, it also have kind of a little bit about my life as well. It also have lyrics to songs that I've done. So basically, I have done majority of a lot in the entertainment business. Not only that, I also have a partner which is in Florida, which is Steve Thompson, who is one of my partners in Florida. My partner called Micah Perry, who used to live in Tennessee, now living in Georgia, one of my other partners. And I also have one of my artists, which is Matt Gonzalez, Zales as I call him, has his song in the film Animal 2, which him and I both published together. He wrote it, the song as well. And one of my other artists in Kentucky, Tony Harper, which he basically has some music as well. So the artists that I have, and even Micah, who lives in Massachusetts, is have been on different shows promoting his material. They all have promoted their material, because even in Matthew is in Canada promoting some material, as well as some short stories. And basically, like I said, you'll be able to not only find out about me, but also I want you to find out some of my artists. And basically, I'll give you probably, hopefully, the rundown of different things that has happened, not only to me, but to my other artists as well. And thank you. Yes, I also like to talk about some of the DVDs that are out that you can get from me. The Fascination of Mankind, which is actually the dominant recessive male lyrical story. Trinity, like I said, this is the comedy act, or as I call it, the frustration type of video. Be One With God, this is the separate song from the album Smile, also from the soundtrack, also from the tours that I've done. Then we also have the Dare Tour, the reinvention of Jerry. That's to let people know I'm not only old slut, old dog, or old hoe, whatever you want to call me, a nasty, freaky, whatever, that I can also be classy. The First, which is one of my comedy acts. I also have the Confessions of Jeremiah, which is a show that I performed. I also have Second Nature that I've done. I also have the Dare Tour, the shows that I performed. I also have Crazy by Strong Black Niggas, which is the lyrical story itself. I have Piece of Me, which is a lyrical story about itself. I also have Queer Fever Part 1 and Part 2 together, the lyrical story itself. I also have Yesterday, Today, and Forever, the ultimate videos. This is the ultimate classic videos. I also have the one and only, the ultimate classic videos. Yesterday, Today, and Forever, which is the classic videos as well. I do also have By Itself, and I have the King Reigns, which is a kind of by itself, basically a lyrical show. I also have In the Bed Tour, which is the show I've done. I also have Brothers Are We Tour, which is basically from the short film Brothers Are We. I also have Someone You Want, the song from Smile, and also from the soundtrack Dare to See the Truth, and also from different shows. And the one and only, I have that one. And the one and only, the ultimate hits. So basically, all the different shows I have, films that you can review. Also, like I say, my other documentaries. I also have the King of Music, the 3-part documentaries as well. And then I also have Secrets to Tell, the 2 documentary kind of show video I have. So basically, like I said, you get a little piece of me. Thank you. Song by song. Sometimes I usually do this with some of my shows. Okay, Secrets to Tell, we have The Beginning Statement, Confessions of Jeremiah. We also have Queer Fever. We also have Reaping Brothers, Rainbow Boys, Queer Fever Part 2, 1 and 2. Basically, we have Forbidden Love, the new version. We also have In the Bed. Also, basically, we also have Crazy About Strong Black Niggas, or Crazy About Strong Black Brothers that some of my shows do. In the Bed, which could be In the Bed tour. We also have Closet Freak, First Time, which could be the extension of the first, which was actually part of the comedy act, but which now separated it from it. We also have Eye Candy. We have Sexual Healing, Piece of Me, like Piece of Me, part of the lyrical show itself. And I also have 2 new songs, Man Lover, and I Have a Secret to Tell. Also, you will also find some of the intermissions, which is different intermissions. Majority of these intermissions were from In the Bed tour. I also have the closing statement as well. I also have Tell Me intermission. We also have I Want Sex intermission, I Need You intermission. I also have Undress You and I intermission. I have the Phone Sex intermission. I also have Suck It Information. I was about to say Suck It Information, but Suck It intermission. Tonight intermission. I also have Moaning Sound intermission, Give It to Me intermission, and my new intermission, Out of Sight intermission. And basically, these are part of what the show is going to be about. So hope you enjoy the documentary, hope you enjoy the show, and get a chance to kind of understand a little bit more about me. Okay. Have you ever thought about different things? How people just drive you crazy? You know what? Have you ever worked at a job and they just drive you crazy? A lot of people want to know why the people drive you crazy. You got to have patience in this world. You have to have a lot of patience, like I did. Usually, sometimes when I work in a hot, steamy, sweaty room, I'm not talking about that freak show that some of y'all brothers gonna be thinking about, some of y'all women be thinking about. No, I'm not gonna think about that. But let's say, give an example, you're working in the kitchen, it's hot as hell, you're trying to serve people. Let's say you work at a restaurant, or you work at a nursing home, or you just work at a truck stop or something like that, and they just keep giving you hell all the time, hell, and never give up hell. You know what? I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I work at a job and I get tired of working at that job because the people just drive you crazy. It's not like they just, I'm not worried about the people talking about you, gossip, whatever that. It's just the people just drive you crazy. And have you ever seen some people slow ass? When I say slow ass, there's some people slow. Now I say maybe slow physically, slow mentally. I don't know, just slow period. Now I'm not saying retarded or anything like that. I'm just saying just slow. And I can't take it. I mean, I've had it up to here with the mess. But it's okay. It's going to be okay. And I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes people got secrets to tell. Just tell them. Don't be ashamed. Tell them. You know what I mean? Peace out. Intermission like tonight. Could be tonight. Could be a night. It could be our night. It could be whoever night. Awesome night moaning sounds, even incorporating this stuff to make it kind of even get buck wild. Even if you re-recording something and you have a beat to it, kind of like it might sound like the background of somebody talking or something, but it'd be good, you know, incorporate your different beats and stuff like that. And I mean, you got it. I mean, even if you have other songs like Could be a closing statement. Sometimes you want to close that statement or have that beginning statement, like something about, it could be about you, the company, whoever. And then also, you know, you might have kind of intermissions where you can tell me or just tell me, or you could have intermission like, or you might have an intermission about you might have intermission like instead of adding just any negative, could be brothers, could be crazy about strong black brothers, something like that. Be snapping my fingers and just thinking about the reaping rainbow children, boy. And if you ever seen that one time on the internet, kind of like the opposite queer type of boys, gay, whatever, homos, whatever you want to call them, brothers type of in the closet, sweet brothers, whatever, you know. And then thinking about Queer Fever 1 and 2, always 1 and 2. Always when I have a song 1 and 2, always 1 and 2, always. Never forget that. And then if we're thinking about other things, I mean, just, and I even have a calendar that's out 2010, and you get to see the different pictures. Well, the head is chopped off, but it's the same thing as the calendar itself. Well, that's me again. That's me again. There I go. Again. Here I am. And these are each different days of the month that I've done. I had to strike a pose if you want to know. The style, the future, if you have to strike a pose. And I hopefully will be having another calendar out for 2011 as well. And I think that will be almost all of my books. I also have some others that will be coming out shortly, probably, like the lyrical book, the artist formerly known as Jerry. I think those are the other two that's going to be coming out, and some others. I'll probably be able to run them down for you. Okay, probably stories like Cloud Gang, Maniacs, J&J's Big Business. I also have stories probably like Carousella, Jerry's Vacation, The Villain, Double Dealer, Destructor, Wild Thing, Dr. Feelgood, House of Terror, The Future, Heartbreaker, Jerry Dean Williams, The Purple Masters. I also have a book coming out, hopefully a story, Deuce Deuce. I should have Vladimir coming out as well. And a few others, like the New Generation, hopefully. And later on, I'm hoping to do the next autobiography, The Man, the Story, and the Legend. And a few other stories, hopefully, which could come out. But like I said, some of these might be part of a collection of stories, basically. And like I said, you never know. Stories like the story of Luther, the story of John, Vladimir. I also have stories like Rebels, the Warlock, probably. I'll also have stories like Kathy and Milton. I'll have Exodus, Generation, Tina, Sarah Mary Jones, Robert Armstrong, Mystical, Miracle Man, King Thomas, Casmano's World. I'll also have like maybe Maniacs, another part of it. I'll also have Detective David Thompson. I'll have Broadway show, The Underground Kings. I'll also have The Meanest School. I'll also have the Broadway show. And John Carl Andrews, and probably others as well. Also, I probably will have The Witches, Michael the Archangel, The Puppet Warriors, Class Reunion, which is part of my Tales of Unknown. Also, Did You See the Stranger? Brothers Night Out, The Trial Lawyer was part of it. The Next Door Neighbor, The Researcher. Also part of Tales of Unknown, The Fortune Teller, The Successful Worker, The Electronic Message, and Moving Night. And also probably I'll have a cookbook, Cooking with Jeremiah. I'll have that. I'll also have the Story of Jerry and The Legendary Jerry. Some of my two Legendary Jerry and Story of Jerry, kind of like two semi-autobiographies with a little bit of fiction and a little bit of non-fiction added. I'll also have stories like Cemetery, Children of the Night. I'll also have Double Dealer, Dracula, Edward III. Other stories like Heartbreaker, Homies for Life, Invisible Kid, J&J's Big Business, Jerry's Vacation, Jerry D. Williams, Jesus, You Know the Christ, Jimmy, Knights of Armor, Shattered Dreams, Sword of England, and probably The Purple Masters and The Villain, which also are other stories I will have. I'll also have a children's book, Little Jerry, and The New Generation Factory. And like I said, I'll have other different stories, which will probably be good. Okay, I also will have probably Tales of Unknown Volume 1, Volume 2, probably the electronic version, probably the paperback version. I'll also have the full story of Tales of Unknown, all 12 stories. I'll probably have That Wins, also The Thief, Jesus Jones. This could be probably a collection with my other collections. It could be, like I said, it could be a separate story. I haven't decided yet. I probably will have stories about the horror of the 4th of July, Beautiful Stranger, Unleash J-Rock. I'll also have The Phantom of the Opera, Playboy, probably Children of Mind Games, Gangster Belong to the Hood. And like I said, it depends on either it's going to be part of a collection. It could be JJ Anthology, which could be a collection. It could be Racy and Provocative, which could be a collection, which would be 2 titles for the collections. Like I said, I haven't decided whether or not which one I'm going to do or how I'm going to present, how will it be presented in format. It could be electronic format, it could be in journals and magazines, it could be in book format, paperback, hardcover. I don't know yet, but hopefully my audience will be able to get either get one copy of my material or some copies of the material. And some of my other stories could be Club D, Kama Sutra Men of Love, or Club Dick, or whatever you want to call it. Love at First Sight, which might have 6 chapters, kind of a semi-autobiography. I say semi-autobiography. I mean or should I say like a novel, a semi-novel. Basically, I might have stories like Brothers Night Out, Sex Lies and Videotapes, Diary of Susan, Gangbangers, The Model's World. I might even have Sodom and Gomorrah, kind of different stories. Like I said, these are all stories, and this is the complete set of stories that I have that hopefully will be coming out sometime later on. And hopefully some of my readers will be able to, now I say readers, probably my audience, basically. Let's put it like that. My audience will be able to get some of my material. And I do wish that people read. I'm a person that believes in reading. I think that people need to expand their mind, do their research, make sure that they get to understand, have the knowledge in this world before you even open your mouth. Even if you want to have a conversation, have all your facts together. It's good to have your facts. It's good to watch documentaries, as well as good to read books of history, because basically that's how I kind of got together, and I've got the Bible with different history books and put them all together, read them, and I understand history more than I ever have of mankind. And I hopefully that people will understand as well, as much, or should I say, as I do, or as well as I have accomplished it. And when you read these books, read these documentaries about history, you'll kind of understand more as well. And like I said, I'm kind of like an advocate not only for Go Green or HIV, I'm also an advocate for reading. Reading is fundamental. I hope people understand not only do you have to lift weights, or should I say not only do you have to exercise your body, you have to exercise your mind, spirit, soul, whatever. Do it all. And you'll be able to kind of grasp not only the knowledge, but the understanding, wisdom, if you want to call it, and you'll know as much as possible. Okay, I believe in love. I believe in you and me. I just like to tell people that basically I think I've spoke almost about everything, but maybe a little small, some details probably about my life. Sometimes I do have, I guess, sometimes ugly ways, a nasty attitude sometimes. I don't really mean to have all of that. I mean, it's something I try my best. My grandmother used to have it, and I was hoping that I would never be like that, be ugly, be nasty to people, and sometimes I find myself doing that. I also have, sometimes you may not see it close up front, but boils on my body sometimes, you know, sometimes cuts, bruises, scrapes, whatever. The jobs that I work, sometimes I do kind of cut myself by accident, stuff like that. Nothing major, but I guess not only do I do the things that I do, I'm thinking about getting famous, being famous, having a lot of money. Sometimes I think that having a lot of money can really help me. And sometimes when you don't have a lot of money, it's hard for you to do things. Sometimes it's bad when you have to be at your house. All you do is go to the store, go to work, go to church, or go home, and that's it, and basically don't do nothing else. Don't go out, don't go enjoy yourself. And sometimes I'm at that point where I don't think about doing all of that. I don't know. It's very hard. And I wish that things could happen for me sometimes. And trying to have some money, it's hard. It's hard to get money. A lot of people want fast money, and they think by selling drugs, or especially in the selling drugs in the drug type of business, that you can go out and make fast money. If you prostitute yourself, make fast money. Sometimes a 9-to-5 job is not worth anything, and sometimes you get tired of a 9-to-5 job. But I think in the long run, people are glad to at least have a 9-to-5 job. It's hard to go to school and go to work. Even if you go to school online, which I did at one point in my life. Went to school online. It's not easy, even though I didn't make it. I was hoping to make it. Hopefully, I'll be able to one day make it and get a degree. But until then, I guess I have to just settle for almost like second best.